So I'm going to tell you why I'm here. So I'd say probably 5 years ago, I started to ask myself, what the is life? What is it? Because life was so bad, I'm like, this can't be it. This cannot be why I'm here. By asking this question, I started to go on a hunt, okay? And I never forget, I was walking back to my car because I used to go sit out in the woods. I used to hire a babysitter to watch my kids, and the babysitter is sitting right behind me right now, but she had no idea at the time. But I was going through this existential crisis of who was I? I started to ask this question. I'm walking back to my car, and this thought, this voice, this premonition, whatever you want to call it, says, you're here to help people remember what they were before they forgot. Everybody here, to some degree, has forgotten what they were. And we started to develop these things that we call personalities that were centered around a persona. And if you look at the etymology of the word persona, it means a mask. So that means we're hiding who we actually are. So we're not actually being authentic. And if you're not being authentic, you're essentially living a lie. And if we're living a lie, now we're not actually being our divine selves, what we actually are. So I started to ask myself, like, how am I going to help people remember who they are? I know what I'll do. I'll go become a pastor. That's what I'll do. And I go to try to become a pastor. And I try to go get credential, which was wild to me, but they said, no, you can't. I'm like, what the fuck? Whoever says no to somebody who wants to be a pastor? But I realized what it was. You could not be bound by a religion. You could not be bound by a dogma. You could not be bound by a belief system. So it does not matter what our belief system is. Everything that I will teach you, everything that I will talk to you about, I am talking from a universal perspective. I'm talking from the spiritual plane. I left the physical plane and the mental plane a long time ago. You may see this, but this isn't who's talking right now. So I came here to help you, to help yourself remember really what you are. Now, for some of us, depending on our attachment to who we are, it may be difficult to let go. But essentially, my intention, my goal for this next 3 to 4 days is to help you die. To help you to let go of the parts of yourself that are no longer needed. We got versions of ourselves that we created out of fear. We got versions of ourselves that we've created out of scarcity. We've got versions of ourselves that we've created out of survival. Those versions of us are no longer needed. But there's a death process that takes place. And here in this Western world, we don't get taught how this death process takes place. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you the process. It's like a business. We have processes, we have systems, there's order. I'm going to teach it to you all. It'll be really simple. So here's my point of this. It isn't going to be me. It's not going to be the plant medicine. It's going to be you. And if there's anything to take away from this weekend, please know that everything will first start and end with you. When you have that accountability, now you can flex the muscle of your greatest ability, which is you being accountable for your own life. So my intention for this weekend is to help everyone here to facilitate these proverbial deaths that need to take place within you so you can hit the next level. Doesn't matter if it's in business, doesn't matter if it's in your health, it doesn't matter if it's marriage, it doesn't matter what it is. There's a level of you, there's a version of you that is literally waiting for you to become it. But you can't become it until this old version dies.
There's 3 factors, right? Thoughts, emotions, actions. Those are the 3. Your tea, right? You gotta make sure you sip on, you gotta make sure you brew your own tea. The problem is a lot of us are brewing somebody else's tea. We're brewing someone else's thoughts, someone else's perspectives, somebody else's emotions. And now the actions that we take are creating somebody else's life through us. So do your actions create your reality, or do they? Absolutely, but there was 2 other things that preceded it. So you're always going to act on how you feel. And how you feel is what you were either consciously or subconsciously thinking.